Today on the Cardinal Sports Network, your Lawrence Cardinals will be taking on the Hamilton West Hornets in varsity baseball. Let's send it to the WRRC broadcasters out on the field.
You're live.
And we welcome you back to Sonny Nataka's Field. It's game time here for the second round of the NJSIAA Central NJ Group 3 state tournament here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. Taking a look at today's starting lineups here, beginning with the Hornets of Hamilton West, coached by Jerry Gomez. The senior center fielder of Derek Anson will kick things off for Hamilton West with Jaden Jennings and A.J. Madalena rounded out the top of the order. Bryce Bolanini, Dan Tazzi, and Simeon McDaniel, the middle of the lineup here for the Hornets. A.J. Zuccarello, Jeff Segura, and Tyrone Krupe make up the starting 9 here for Hamilton West. Taking a look at the Cardinals' defensive positions here. Aiden Poot will start on the hill here with Drew Dobkin behind the plate. That duo has been lethal so far in 2025. The Crowley brothers at first and second respectively. The younger brother of Aiden at first, Connor Crowley at second. Seneca Sumners playing at short, and Connor Williver playing third base here around the horn. Andrew Benitez, Josh Vakrowski, and Teak Toto left to right here in the outfield. We could see some history on the line here today. Aiden Poot, who has thrown 999 official pitches here in 2025 so far. The opening pitch of today's game will put him in the four figures category for 2025. He's at 85 strikeouts so far this season, 171 in his career. He is 4 away from breaking Kellen Moore's school record set last season at 174. 175 would get the job done. I think Poot's in a pretty good shot to get that number here today, but of course, big picture, taking down Hamilton West any way you can.
I mean, yeah, if Aiden Poot does in fact beat Kellen Moore's record, that'd be honestly pretty cool, especially because he worked so hard last year to set that in the first place.
Yeah, it should come really easy to him. I think he's got to go out there. He's got to pound the strike zone. He's got to use his off-speed well. He knows how to. He's a very, very smart pitcher. I mean, we're four's the line there, but I think we're looking at double that today.
We'll have to see here, as of course playoffs are a completely different animal. The Cardinals struggled a little bit when Deacon Moore started that game all the way back in April. Were able to get out with a win. Derek Anson will lead things off here for the Hornets. The left-handed leadoff senior center fielder, batting .373 on the season, leads the Hornets with 31 hits. 4 of those hits being 2-baggers and 13 RBIs here so far in 2025. Aiden Poot will continue to... Was it an audition as well?
No, we weren't even the AB.
All right, we're fine here. So Aiden Poot is done warming up here. Derek Anson will step in here for the Hornets. The umpires today getting ready to call this second round of the Central NJ Group 3 bracket. Anson will tap in here to face Aiden Poot. Drew Dobkin gives the sign. Pitch number 1,000 on the season there for Aiden Poot as a called strike. We're underway in round 2. Hamilton West batting at .282 as a team so far this season, batting .345 at the slugging spot. Here's a ground ball off of the glove of Aiden Poot, but it's able to dribble over to Connor Crowley, whips it over to Aiden Crowley for the 4-3. Cardinals are able to get out there, get away with one there as Poot was trying to grab that, just went off the end of his glove, but Crowley was able to keep it rolling. Throws it to his younger brother for the routine 4-3, and it brings up Jaden Jennings, 1 away in the top of the first. We're underway. Senior row here at the top of the order for this Hornets team. Curveball down in the zone there, away. And Jennings will start ahead in the count, 1-0. Jennings batting .308 with 8 hits on the season. Came back midseason from an injury. Foul tips that one to the Cardinals logo on the backstop. It's quickly 1-1. Lawrence wearing their home white pinstripe uniforms with Cardinals across the front. Hamilton West in their road black uniforms with orange accents. Hamilton scripted across the chest in orange as well. 1-1 with one away here in the top of the first, still scoreless in game 2. Dobkin gives a sign. Poot set at the belt and delivers, and that is a beautiful ball there from Poot. 1 ball, 2 strikes towards Jennings.
Yeah, perfectly complemented the last pitch there. Very commanding strike that Jennings just got a piece of, and then, hey, go right back to it with the off-speed, same exact spot, just throwing the timing off.
Poot coming on the 1-2, just misses down low, count even at 2-2. Hamilton West trying to get the offensive jump early here. 1 away on a ground ball there from Derek Anson, Jaden Jennings, even at 2. Here comes the even count, missed down low once again, and the count goes full towards Jennings. AJ Madalena is in the on-deck circle. Jennings looking to be the first base runner of this contest for either side here with 1 away in the top of the first. 3-2 coming from Poot. There's a chopper right over to Aiden Crowley, and he'll win the foot race back to the cold corner. 2 away on a ground ball to Crowley.
Yeah, that was a good spot for that 3-2 pitch there, just right at the knees. Jennings had like a little bit of a, kind of lined it, but it was real low to the ground, kind of two-hopped over to Aiden Crowley. Easy play. That's how you want this game to go, Fight on the plate there and do sweet contact.
Brings up AJ Madalena, who swings on the first pitch that he sees, sends this one for a ride into center field. Right underneath of it is Josh Vakrowski. And the Cardinals strand nobody here. 1-2-3 clean side for the Cardinals in the top of the first. They'll look to do some damage on the other side of this break here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTBS TV.
You're live.
Peter Lanus will step onto the hill here for the Hornets as we welcome you back to the bottom of the first inning on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRC2. Trey Wright, Lindsey Scarola, and CJ Jackson bringing you the coverage of the second round of the Central Jersey Group 3 state sectional tournament here between the Cardinals of Lawrence and the Hamilton West Hornets here on the Bronc Retro. 0-0 game going to the bottom of the first. A clean 1-2-3 side for the Cardinals defensively in the top of the first. They'll have an opportunity to try to strike here as we'll go into today's Lawrence starting nines, brought to you by Breakfast with the Beatles with Allie Burton, airing every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Aiden Poot on the hill here today, and he'll be at the 1 spot in the top of the order as well. Poot, Connor Crowley, and Teak Toto due up here in this home half of the first. Josh Vakrowski, Connor Williver, and Aiden Crowley the middle of the order. Andrew Benitez, Drew Dobkin, Seneca Sumners, 7, 8, and 9. Lanus is on the hill. AJ Zuccarello is behind the plate. Bolanini, Jenkins, Krupe, and Dan Tazi around the horn first to third. Jeff Segura, Derek Anson, and AJ Madalena left to right here in the outfield. So Aiden Poot starting things well offensively. We'll see what he's able to. He's starting things well defensively. We'll see what he's able to do offensively. Lanus with his first offering. Fastball right into the Broadway zone of the plate. And Poot will start down on the count 0-1. Poot with 30 hits on the season. We'll see that one go away for the 1-1. Poot with 30 hits on the season, 1 away from matching his career high of last year, leads the Cardinals in runs with 27. Lanus into his motion, that's fouled into the catch fence for the 1-2. Poot could match a lot of things here today. With any sort of strikeout, would be able to match that record of Kellen Moore. 1-2 is on the way. Lofts that one, going down into right field, but on the run for the grab is Madalena, stealing what would have been a surefire two-bagger from Aiden Poot. 1 away on a fly out to right.
Aiden Poot, he made good contact, hit it down the right field line, just a little too high, and it just stayed in the air for way too long, and Madalena tracked it down beautifully to get the out.
Didn't have that sort of slice that we saw in the game against Pemberton. Connor Crowley will tap in here with 1 away. Ground ball heading towards the hole. Good sliding play from Jennings, but it's not going to matter. Crowley will get there in time on an infield single, and the Cardinals are in the hit category, and they've got a base runner on the paths.
Kind of sound like he broke the bat there. I know these are strong middle bats, but he got it all the way on the end there. Ugly sound. Just right up the middle. It was a tough play for Jennings there. just busting it down the line. Easy infield single.
Hey, and a good play from Jennings to slide to keep it from having a siesta in the outfield. So it'll be an infield single instead of multi-bases here for Connor Crowley, who dives back into the foxhole here. The pickoff attempt between Lanús and Bolanini, unsuccessful. And it brings up Teak Toto. 29 hits on the season, a new career high for the senior. And a whipping fastball right down Broad Street there from Lanús will set Toto behind in the count, 0-1. Toto tied with home runs with Josh Vakrosky here. One away in a 0-0 ball game, bottom of the first. Teak Toto takes that one inside right towards the knees, will jump back even in the count. Toto has 6 doubles and 3 triples on the season, 24 runs, and is the most walk Cardinal at 22 bases on balls. Another pickoff attempt unsuccessful between Lanús and Bolanini. Both dugouts being told by the umpire to clear the entryway. 1 ball, 1 strike towards Toto, 1 away with a runner at first. 0-0 ball game in the bottom of the first. Toto will take that one just a little bit outside on a sweeper from Lanús. It's 2-1. Toto will be going to IMG Academy for a gap year next year. That's low and away. Zuccarello was able to corral that before it goes behind him. Hitters count here for Toto, 3 ball, 1 strike. Good start offensively so far for the Cardinals. Been able to get a base runner on. Crowley going. Zuccarello was looking to throw it over, but it's not going to matter. High and inside pitch there towards Toto will get his team leading 23rd walk of the season. Runners at first and second. It brings up Josh Vakrosky.
I mean, one of the things we talked about in the pregame was working the count, because sometimes you get free bases, and that's what Teak Toto did. Walked. Runners on first and second for Josh Vakrosky. Back-to-back lefties here for Peter Lanús to work with. 2 on, 1 away, and Vakrosky lines this one deep into left field. Going back for it is Segura. It is just off for the wall. It'll go down for a hit. And not able to get there in time was Crowley, who thought that Segura was going to make the grab. 1 away on a force play at third. And it was nearly out of the ballpark by about 2 feet.
I think Segura dropped it. I think that's what got Crowley messed up.
So Segura dropped the baseball, was able to come back with it, and
so Crowley, he was bouncing in between the second and third there, thinking he was going to catch it. Once he dropped it, he had to make the beeline for third.
And there's nothing that you can really do there. Williver knocks this one into the Bermuda Triangle for a base hit. Toto will come around to score. Vakrosky stumbling a little bit. The ball gets away from Zuccarello. Vakrosky will hold up at third. An RBI double there for Seawheel. Will make it a 1-0 ball game here on the bottom of the first. And what a sequence of events that was. Williver takes that baseball for a ride. And it brings up Aiden Crowley. And 2 away here for the Cardinals. But turkey's on the table and ducks are on a pond here with Aiden Crowley stepping up.
This is what we talk about when we say apply pressure early. Getting out to a 1-run lead, bottom of the first inning, and you still got 2 runners on.
So Vakrosky is able to reach third here, 90 feet away from doubling the lead. Aiden Crowley will step on. 2 on with 2 away. That's low and inside there from Lanús. It's 2-0. Have to see how they score that play there from Vakrosky. High and inside towards Aiden Crowley, and he is in quite a count there. 3 balls, no strikes. And A.J. Zuccarello is going to have a talk with his starting pitcher, who has been shelled so far by this Cardinals team. Connor Crowley got the hit parade going here. Teak Toto was walked. Josh Vakrosky cranked one to the outfield that looked like it was going to be a 3-run home run. And Connor Williver drives in a run anyway. 3-0 count, 1 away with runners at first and second here for the Cardinals. Lanús kicks in, delivers, and finds strike zone there. Crowley does not get the green light. It's 3-1.
Yeah, he kind of saw that coming. Crowley's in full control in 3-0 count, so Wait, make him throw you a strike. Now you're looking for something to hit.
And Lanús got him on the fastball there. It's 3-2. Williver at second, Vakrosky at third. Count goes full with 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Lawrence leads 1-0. Lanús trying to get out of the side and just barely tipping that with the bat was Aiden Crowley. He'll remain alive in a 3-2. So it's wash, rinse, repeat here for Aiden Crowley trying to drive home Connor Williver and Josh Vakrosky. 3-2 is on the way. And a low and outside pitch there. Goes ball 4. Bases are loaded for Andrew Benitez and a huge opportunity for the Cardinals to bust this game open early.
I mean, Aiden did the right thing. He worked the count, even though that 2 strikes got back for him. He fought, kept fouling off balls, and he got rewarded with a walk. They have bases loaded for Benitez.
Second walk issued here by Lanús. Bases are loaded for Benitez, who grounds one that'll just go over the glove of Jennings. That'll score 2 here. Trying to get there in time is Williver. And trying to go for 3 will be Aiden Crowley, and he is safe. A 2-run RBI double there on a couple of misplays there from the Hornets. And the Cardinals triple the lead 3-0. And get Jerry Gomez out to the hill already. And if you're a Hamilton West fan, this is not the start that you want here. And I think Gomez is arguing about the call with Aiden Crowley at third, who ducked out of the way from the throw from Tazi. And that was a lot of things going on there. It's an RBI or 2-run RBI double there for Andrew Benitez. It brings up Drew Domkin, and the Cardinals have absolutely come to play in this one. Still 2 away.
A bit uncharacteristic there for Benitez. Kind of looked like a bit of a changeup, not a huge off-speed pitch, but he struggled with that, and identical ground ball like what Connor Crowley had, right up to Jennings, kind of sliding over to his hand side, bounces right over, kind of trickled out into the outfield this time. That should allow 2 runs to score this time, but just look at that, 3-run lead already.
3-0. Lawrence leads here with 2 away. Runners on second and third once again. That gets away from Zuccarello. Doesn't know where it is. Aiden Crowley will come across. Andrew Benitez will come across to score as well. And it's a 5-0 game. Zuccarello had no idea where the baseball was. It was right under us. We weren't going to tell him what it was, and it's a 5 spot here in the bottom of the first.
I mean, this has got to go back to when they were throwing. It was a classic case of just throwing around the ball. You threw it home because you saw Vakrosky coming around, and then you missed it. Sewell comes through, and every runner advances. And because of a wild pitch that bounces, and he couldn't find the ball. Now, bases were clear because Aiden Crowley and Benitez came through.
Yeah, Benitez was holed up at third base, as it's a 3-0 count towards Drew Dobkin. Benitez was holed up at third. Zuccarello had no idea where the baseball was, and everybody, entire dugout was screaming, "Run, run, run!" And Benitez was able to chug home just in time. Zuccarello's throw was in time, and it's a 5-0 game. In the blink of an eye, the Cardinals have completely taken full control here. It's 5-0, and another walk issued from Lanús towards Dobkin. Seneca Sumners will come on here, and the Cardinals blowing everything open here. Of this Hamilton West team, they lead by 5. They're 1 run away from matching their run amount for the first 2 games, and both of them played here against the Hornets.
You want to talk about pressure? I think this is the most the Cardinals could have asked for. I don't think, and still, the inning's still going. They're out there talking to the pitcher right now. Sumners can continue this inning here. That's 5 runs. That's 5 runs. You're halfway to 10 already in the first inning. This is just amazing. And that ball coming all the way over to our booth here, sitting at our feet. I'm not sure if my wave over there for Benitez helped him. Come on, it's right by my feet. They don't even see it. Come on. They were just great.
I mean, maybe sometimes you waving, maybe they see it like, even the broadcast has got to go, go, go.
Well, everybody's looking over here. I'm like, hey, come on. Let's go.
Hey, but what a crazy bomb of the first inning. It's actually been a 2-out rally since Connor Crowley has gone out at third.
Yeah, it was Teak Toto who was able to score. Josh Vakrosky scored. Connor Williver scored. Aiden Crowley scored. And Andrew Benitez has scored. Ben Hogger coming on a courtesy run here. And Hamilton West. 5 straight bombs being thrown here by the Cardinals, and they have just been hit by a freight train right now. They're trying to find their legs and finally get out of the side, and Joaquin Gutierrez warming up in the bullpen already, so Nick Diaz not wasting any sort of time to try to get Hamilton West a little bit of mojo. As Mike Sarasoa nearly gets his head taken off by that line drive foul ball from Seneca Sumners, and it's a 1-1 count.
You'd like that line drive from Sumners to sneak down the line there. That would be huge.
Hogger dives back over at first. He will stay alive, and the Cardinals, official scoring pending, but I believe 5 runs on 3 hits so far. Not sure about Josh Vakrosky. Not sure what that will be scored as. I believe
I would say an
probably
error.
fielder's choice. Probably an E9, a fielder's choice at the out of third. 1 ball, 2 strike towards Sumners with 2 away. Pops this one into the air towards the service building, and Sen will stay alive. Hogger was about halfway down the base paths. And I don't think Aiden Poot expected to be already back up here in the bottom of the first on deck. If Sumners is able to get on base, the Cardinals would bat around the order once again. 1-2 was on the way, and a foul slice there that looked like it may have gone in will keep Sumners alive. It's still a 1-2 count with 2 away, and this 2-run rally has been the modus operandi for the Cardinals so far in these playoffs. They've been able to do magical things with 2 away, and they're doing some magical things right now. 1 ball, 2 strike towards Sumners. Fouls it off once more to stay alive.
Yeah, Sumner's fighting off those fastballs over the plate there. He's getting closer and closer down that right field line. It roped 2 down into that foul territory there, but he's got to keep an eye out for any off-speed low and away, because he has a tendency of kind of reaching, getting over eager, so he needs to stay balanced.
And he strikes out there. The rally will end with all 9 Lawrence batters coming up to the plate here in this bottom of the first. 5-0 Lawrence leads. Couldn't ask for a better start than that, Lindsay.
Yeah, just honestly a crazy bomb in the first. Like we said, Poot had an F9. Connor Crowley was thrown out at third on the fielder's choice, and then just a 2-out rally. The deadliest thing you could be if you're the Cardinals.
Hamilton West has got their work cut out for them here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
So in case you went and grabbed a snack there for that bottom of the first inning, you have missed quite a lot. Lawrence leads 5-0 after a single inning of play here over the Hamilton West Hornets, who are just trying to find their legs. Looking to lay a bunt down there was Bryce Bolanini. We'll go ahead in the count 1-0, and Hamilton West dugout still very alive here. They know that, hey, it's the last game of the season. You're going to give it your all, and they got 5 punches straight to the gut after that opening frame. And CJ, like we said going to break, couldn't ask for a better start than that.
No, absolutely not. You know, in any inning, let alone the first, to score a 5 spot like that, it is huge for a baseball game. Now, you know, the Cardinals have full control.
1 ball, 2 strikes on a called second strike there for Bolanini, who is batting .267 on the season. Got a little bit of a late start with an early season injury. 8 hits, 2 doubles, and a triple for the junior. Here's a ground ball right towards Sumners. He'll field it, lofts it to first in time on the routine 6-3, 1 away. We'll go over the figures for that rally and how everything was scored. It was an E7 FC for Josh Vakrosky. Connor Williver got on him with an RBI, or a 2-run RBI double. With an RBI double. And Andrew Benitez had a 2-run RBI single. And everybody else scored on a wild pitch. Drew Dobkin was the only Cardinal to be stranded, aside from Connor Crowley, who was caught out with the fielder's choice back for the second out. And again, like we said at the top of that frame, or in the middle of that rally, all 5 of those runs coming across with 2 away. The Cardinals taking advantage of a lot of Hamilton West mistakes. You know, if Zuccarello doesn't lose track of that baseball, that's a 4-1 game, or it's a 4-0 game. just a lot of miscommunication there in the infield here for the Hornets that the Cardinals have been able to take advantage of. They only had 3 hits in that side. 1 ball, 2 strike count here for Dan Tazi, who misses high and away. Count goes even at 2-2. Tazi, who hit a home run in the game all the way back on April 1st. In that 6-5 walk-off win here for the Cardinals and a 2-2 count. He'll line one right over to Sen once again. Wash, rinse, repeat as he gets it all the way over to Aiden Crowley. Throws a little bit to the left, but nonetheless it gets 2 away on back-to-back 6-3 groundouts.
It's coming real easy to Sen now. He's come a long way this season, I must say. Just from the beginning of the season when it was him and Yariel Guzman up the middle of the infield there was some huge question marks, but we're sitting in the state playoffs here, and Sen has just become a fortress over there at short.
He's really being that Robert Kelly type defender that we saw from last season, just being able to be a brick wall there between second and third. You know, like we mentioned, the early season, the struggles that this brand new infield had, we saw it in that game against Hamilton West back on the 1st. Like we said in the pregame show, 4 errors in that game. Lawrence was able to just skate away with a win. That was right before this infield was gelling. That was right back when Connor Williver was starting to play third. Sen was starting to play, I think Sen was still playing second at that point. Sen was playing a short. Yariel Guzman was playing at second. And that was when you were trying to work things out and figure how things would go. And the Cardinals have been able to mesh things very, very well so far. Big part of the reason why they're up 5-0. McDaniel takes one right down Broad Street for the 1-2-3, called strike 3. K number 1 of the afternoon here for Aiden Poot. 3 away from the school record, but it's another 1-2-3 side for the Cardinals, who look to add on to their 5-run lead. Going to the home half of the second here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
So Jerry Gomez and Nick Diaz will go to their bullpen already here after only an inning pitched by Peter Lanús. He gets the hook, I should say, there. Going back to the dugout, Joaquin Gutierrez will come out to relief pitch here in the bottom of the second. Lawrence leads 5-0 here. And defensively, they have been the Union Depository. Offensively, they have been the big score mission from GTA 5. Taken away from the Union Depository.
Love the video game references.
Everybody just doing their part, stealing a run. I think that there's no better reference for that than stealing 5 runs there for the Cardinals. Everybody able to do their job. I think Connor Williver and Andrew Benitez certainly played the Michael DeSanta and Trevor Phillips roles in that department. But Aiden Poot will come back on here in the bottom of the second. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out. Swings on the first pitch that he sees, and not a good save there from Krupe. Will be an infield single there for Aiden Poot, right through the 4-6 gap, and I should say that was a good save from Krupe to prevent it from having a siesta in the outfield. Hit number 1 of the afternoon here for Aiden Poot. Hit number 4 for the Cardinals, and they keep on rolling offensively.
That puts matched his career high, 31 hits.
Single there from Poot, right up the gap, and it brings up Connor Williver, who swings for the fences on that first offering. By the sound of the dugout.
I saw it bounced on the ground, hit the side of a white car.
Okay, as long as it doesn't nearly hit a gray van, I think I'm fine.
White?
Yeah.
Was it an Acura?
I can't tell.
Poot dives back into the foxhole at first.
Fair hope it wasn't accurate.
Gutierrez this season pitching 37 2/3 of an inning, has allowed 41 hits, 26 runs, 18 earned runs. Has a high bunt there from Connor Crowley, will put him in an 0-2 hole. 14 walks, 41 strikeouts, 1 plunked batter for an ERA of 3.35. Lanús in that side allowed 3 hits, 5 runs, all of them were earned, 3 walks and no strikeouts. And that just gets onto the glove of Dan Tazi for a knock. Poot will hold up at second as Jeff Segura will hold on to that in left field. That one had some velocity coming off of that. Tozzi thought it had it covered, but it just went off the outside of his glove. The hit parade will continue for the Cardinals. 5 hits. And still no outs here in the bottom of the second.
Hamilton West thought maybe changing pitchers will stop the Cardinals from hitting. Nope, already got 2 hits at the bottom of this second inning.
And this is the Cardinals team that is prepping, you know how Hamilton West plays everything here, as Toto was showing bunt. Tozzi will move in from third, so will Bolanini at first. Toto taps back in the normal stance. We'll try see if he tries to go with the bunt once again, and he will. Bolanini moving in from first. Here's the offering from Gutierrez, high and away, nearly got away from Zuccarello. No opportunity on that bunt play from Teak Toto, and the Cardinals trying to play a little small ball here to extend the lead to 6. Poot at second, Crowley at first. And Toto calls timeout just in the nick of time as Gutierrez was getting into his motion. Jim Mayer giving orders. And he'll give the sign here to Teak Toto once again. A little miscommunication there between the senior and the veteran head coach of Jim Mayer. 2-0 the count towards Teak Toto, and that one high and away. Gutierrez right now in a 3-0 well. Jim Mayer coming into this afternoon with 491 career wins, 9 away from reaching 500. 3-0 count here for Teak Toto with 2 on and nobody away, and Gutierrez feigns the pickoff move there for second, and he'll reset. Zuccarello gives a sign, 3-0 on its way towards Toto, and that'll be right down Broad Street for a dart down the lane. It's 3-1.
Yeah, Teak's going to have to fight. Obviously, you're not looking to walk. You're looking to rope one here, but if he can get on here, Verkrosky will come up, bases loaded.
3-1 on the way, and a swing and strike there for Toto will make the count full. Toto was walked in a 3-1 count back in the bottom of the first. We're here in the bottom of the second. 3-2 the count towards Toto. Runners at first and second. 5-0 ball game here with nobody out. 3-2 on the way. Here comes the double steal, but it's high and tight once again. Ball 4 for Toto, and the bases are loaded here for Verkrosky. You couldn't ask for a more Ruby situation for the Cardinals here to try to put this game officially out of reach. One swing of the bat over the fence for Verkrosky would be a grand slam to make this a 9-0 game, but I think Josh is looking to put anything in the outfield here.
Yeah, Josh is going to put anything, wherever there's a hole, whether it's a grounder up the middle or pass in between 2 infielders, or just a simple fly ball in the outfield. There are no outs, and a fly ball would score in Poot.
Although we didn't have a bases loaded situation in the first inning, this is how it kind of unravels. Putting base runners on, you'll start the more and more times you get on base, you'll see the defense start to crack a little bit. You saw it with the Zuccarello pass ball. He had no idea where it was. Everybody's frantic around here. Allows 2 runs to score. You got bases loaded, nobody out. You got tons of opportunity here. Let's see what he does with it.
Top of the order was all able to get on base. The cleanup man looking to bring him home. That'll fall just inside there towards Verkrosky, who jumps ahead 1-0. Poot 90 feet away from putting a touchdown on the board. Connor Crowley at second, Toto at first. Verkrosky was able to get home and was able to get on base with an E7 to the outfield that was about 5 feet away from going over the fence for a 3-run knock. 1 ball, 1 strike on a strike there called for Gutierrez. Still no outs here. 1 ball, 1 strike, and Verkrosky tries to take that bat boy for a ride. Fouls it over the fence. It's 1-2.
Oh, that was right in his wheelhouse there. Just got super under it. Try to straighten that one out this time.
Verkrosky, who took the school single-season record of RBIs at 33 on Tuesday in a 1-2 situation. High and inside, 2 ball, 2 strike. Verkrosky with 33 RBIs so far this season. Like we said, it's a single-season record, taking that away from the record that Teak Toto set at 32 last year. 2-2 towards Vakrosky. Pops this one into the air, foul and out of play right behind us and into the parking lot. Bases loaded, nobody out. Vakrosky continuing to fight in a 2-2 count. Lawrence leads 5-0. Vakrosky trying to add on to that. 2-2 from Gutierrez. Nearly got away from Zuccarello. A dirty ball makes the count full. Everybody remains on base here. Vakrosky trying to walk in a run.
Yeah, he should definitely see a fastball here. He's got to make sure he doesn't miss it.
3-2 towards Vakrosky, low and away from Zuccarello. Ball 4. Touchdown Cardinals as Aiden Poot comes across home plate to make it a 6-0 contest.
Yeah, he got that fastball there. Just Gutierrez left it real low there, kind of skidded across the turf there. Not even a glance from Vakrosky. That you spit on that one every single day. Walks in a run. Now, it'd be a perfect time for a Williver blast here. That'll make it double digits.
I'll have to see if Connor Williver is able to do it. He had an RBI double back in the bottom of the first. That one away from Zuccarello. He's able to corral that. It's 1-0 towards Williver, 1-for-1. He's got a run and that RBI double that scored Teak Toto back in the bottom of the first. 6-0 Lawrence leads here in the bottom of the second. Still nobody out here. Williver trying to get underneath of that one to poke it into left field, but it's 1-1 on a foul tip to the service building. Connor Williver's older brother Ryan giving some fresh baseballs to the home plate umpire, so will Paul Sperano. So a brief holding pattern for about 10 seconds. Williver will tap back in here. Bases loaded for the Cardinals. Crowley at third, Toto at second, Vakrosky at first. 1-1 count towards Williver, who lines this one into the parking lot, going all the way towards the high school. It's 1-2.
Really hope that didn't hit any of our cars.
If you're Lawrence right now, this is just batting practice. You know, unless it's just completely away from Zuccarello, you're smashing anything in the zone. And finally able to get out number 1 was Hamilton West, as Connor Williver will strike out there. Gutierrez his first strikeout of the afternoon, and finally a little bit of breathing room here for Hamilton West. Still in a lot of trouble with Aiden Crowley coming up here. That one high and inside towards a Crow, and it's 1-0.
Huge hole over there between first and second. Aiden Crowley, with that bat of his, he definitely can poke it through.
That gets away from Zuccarello. Aiden will make room for his older brother, Connor. The convert is kicked through the uprights. 7-0. Lawrence leans. Ducks are on a pond here as it takes away the force out for a double play. Another wild pitch scores another run. That is the third run. That's the third run today scored via a wild pitch. And it's 7-0. Lawrence leads, and they have got a throttle hold of these Hornets right now. 2-0 count towards Crowley, and that just trickles a bit outside. Well, Gutierrez did not agree with the call, and it's 3-0 towards Aiden Crowley, 1 ball away from loading the bases for Benitez. That'll find the strike zone. It's 3-1. Connor Crowley comes across to score his first run of the game. Toto is 90 feet away from scoring his second run. Same thing for Josh Vakrosky, who holds up from second. Foul tip goes to the parking lot. It's 3-2.
There's still 1 out. Aiden Crowley, he just put a fly ball in the outfield and will score a runner.
3 ball, 2 strike with 1 away. Here's the offering towards Crowley. Lines one over the head there and into the outfield. That will score Teak Toto, an RBI single from Aiden Crowley, makes it an 8-0 contest. Runners are on the corners here for Andrew Benitez. And the Cardinals continue to pour it on. 3 come across home plate here in the bottom of the second. One for one here is Aiden Crowley so far. Brings up Andrew Benitez, who is 1 for 1 with a 2-run RBI single. He's able to get to second on an advance. Swings at the first pitch that he sees, high into the air, deep center field. Anson underneath of it. Tagging up is Vikrowski. Anson makes the grab. The relay to home is not nearly in time, and it's a sac fly to center there for Andrew Benitez. 9-0 Cardinals lead.
So my prediction of 8-2 is not really looking great, but we're all happy.
I mean, that's all Benitez needed to do, just hit a deep fly ball into the outfield, scores your runner, 9-0 ball game.
Oh yeah, not everything has to be a
Home
very
run.
hard lined out into the outfield there. You could just, a nice little sacrifice.
Yeah.
Take one for the team.
9-0 Lawrence leads here. It has been nothing short of an onslaught here for this Cardinals program, and things stay the same here as Drew Dobkin takes one into the dirt. Zuccarello comes across to block it. If the Cardinals are able to have this sort of offense against whoever wins again between Northern Burlington, I think it's Brick Township that's going on right now, I think we could see a very, very good game there between those two schools, especially if Cole Marchetti pitches today for Northern Burlington. I'm liking where this Cardinals team is in the second round, in the semifinal round here, but still a long way to go. It is a 9-0 lead here for the Cardinals. If you've seen the movie Moneyball, you so know that lead, while it might be monstrous, not the best lead that you could have, but still, here at the high school level in the state tournament game, that's all you could really ask for here for this Cardinals team. Drew Dobkin in a 2-1 count with Aiden Crowley at first, and that's lined through the gap there for a base hit. Crowley on his horse will hold up at second. The hit parade continues for the Cards, and they will bat around the order once again here.
Drew Dobkin, beautiful liner, low, on the right side for a single, but he got Aiden Crowley doing some hops because he's trying not to get hit by the ball on the go.
He nearly had a headshot maneuver there, or rather an Achilles shot. And it brings up Seneca Sumners, who was 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the bottom of the first to end things. Runners at first and second here for the Cardinals. Crowley in scoring position, low and inside towards Sen. Will jump ahead in the count. Nine to nothing with 2 away in the bottom of the second. Sen will line this one foul down First Avenue for the even count at 1.
If Seneca makes really good contact, it hits a liner that drops and just keeps rolling down the right field line, we're looking at a triple.
He's getting closer and closer to it. He's going to hit one.
He's had a double this season. Does he have a triple? He might have a
Probably.
I'm not sure.
The Cardinals have, 19 triples this season?
Maybe.
Which is incredible on itself. Here's a ground ball over the head of Gutierrez. It's a tough play at first, and not able to make it in time was Jennings. Everybody is safe. The bases are loaded for the top of the order of Aiden Poot. And able to get into first safely with an infield single is Seneca Sumners, and we're going to get another pitching change here from Nick Diaz. Coming in to relieve here is Noah Lesperance. And he will come on the hill here after getting shelled. Was Gutierrez, went 2/3 of an inning. And goodness gracious, what a contest we have had. The Cardinals coming into Sunny Nataka's Field today, seeing their prey, and they have been relentless in this contest so far. And we still got 3 innings. We still got 3 innings or 2 innings of offensive baseball here for the Cardinals to go if they're able to reach 10 runs. It's 10 after 5. I don't know what the next threshold after that. I think it's 15 after 4 or something like that. I believe it is just 10 after 5. That's the first threshold that we've got. But not the way that you want your season to end here. If you're Hamilton West, you are getting the belt to the rear end right now. No other way to really put it, guys.
I mean, you're Hamilton West. You see that they bat around the order once in the bottom of the first, so you switch pitchers, trying to stop that, trying to contain the damage, but they couldn't. They batted around the order again in this inning. Seems like we're going on a merry-go-round today here at Sunny Nataka's Field.
It certainly is, and you take a look at the stats so far in this side. 4 more runs come across. 5 hits. for 8 hits total here for the Cardinals. And well, goodness gracious. I just got a text from Matt Brown, our old color commentator from last year. He said, bro, this game is going to end before I get home from my internship.
Well, considering you're all the way in Staten Island, most likely.
Well, depending on who wins this next game here between Northern Burlington and Brick Township, this could potentially be the final game at Sonny Takis we see this season. As Noah L'Esperance will step onto the hill here for the Hornets. He is warmed up. Aiden Poot, 1 for 2 in this game so far. He's 1 for 1 in this inning. Looks to keep the rally going with bases loaded and a low curveball there from Noah L'Esperance. Nearly wild pitched in another run here for the Hornets. The bases are loaded with 2 away for Poot. L'Esperance set at the belt, fires towards Poot, lines this one high into left center field. Anson running under it, he'll make the grab for the flyout. The Cardinals will strand 3 on the base path. They strand them loaded, but they continue to put their foot to the floorboard here. 4 more runs come across home plate. It is 9-0 after 2 innings. And Hamilton West still looking for their first base runner that of the afternoon. What a game it has been so far, guys.
This game has been insane. Bottom of the first, bat around the order. Do it again in the bottom of the second to get those 9 runs for a significant lead. And we're just getting to the 3rd inning.
We'll step aside for a couple of moments here as we go to the top of the 3rd on 107.7 The Bronc Retro WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
We're back here for the top of the 3rd inning in a 9-0 onslaught here so far in this contest for the Lawrence Cardinals. A.J. Zuccarello will see one go into the strike zone from Aiden Poot to go down 0-1 in the count. Trey Wright, Lindsey Scorola, and C.J. Jackson bringing you the coverage. And Lawrence basically putting together a perfect performance so far today offensively. 8 hits for 9 runs. They've been able to work counts. They're taking advantage of a couple of mistakes here from Hamilton West. And they are up by a 9-pack here so far. Zuccarello will see that outside fastball go high and away. It's 1-2. Zuccarello was moved all around the order here so far this season for Hamilton West. He's batting .269 on the 2025 season so far, and he'll foul tip that one just over the fence. It's 1-2. He's batting .269, 21 hits, 9 of them being doubles, 13 RBIs. 1-2 on the way, and strikeout, he got him. Strikeout number 2 of the afternoon here for Aiden Poot. 2 away from breaking the all-time record here for the Cardinals baseball program. The umpire telling the Lawrence dugout to shut the gate here, to not be at the doorway, and it brings up Jeff Segura. First swing and strike out there for Aiden Poot of the afternoon. 7 straight batters have been retired, and brings up Jeff Segura. And that's popped into the air off the end of the composite bat to the middle school field. Much like Josh Pokrovsky, Segura using a black composite bat that doesn't matter if it's a foul ball or a home run. Sounds beautiful. Segura batting .324 on the season. Lines one towards the gap. It'll fall down for a base hit. Finally able to get their first base run of the afternoon. Here is Hamilton West on a single into the gap there. And Segura will end the perfect game bid here for the Cardinals, and it brings up Tyrone Krupe.
Yeah, small victories for the Hornets. You know, get your first base runner. Yeah, that's first step in trying to come back down by 9. Let's see if Poot can end that.
Poot with a fiery fastball dart right into the zone. He and Drew Dobkin have been pitching and catching together since they were 8 years old, have been a strong force on the hill and behind the dish respectively. 1 ball, 1 strike here towards the 9-hitter of Tyrone Krupe with Derek Hansen in the on-deck circle. Hansen 0 for 1 with a 4-3 ground out to start the game. Poot set at the belt, 1-1 on the way. Outside curveball from Poot will make it a 2-1. I believe that's the highest. It's the most balls that any sort of Hamilton West player has received so far today in a 2-1 count. Poot has been dealing 2-1 on the way and got him on a sinker. A swing and strike there for Krupe. It's 2-2. Vakrosky moves to the right of in the outfield. Ty Krupe in a 2-2 count with a runner on and 1 away, 9-0. Hamilton West trails. Fouled up into the catch fence, will do it again. Fans continuing to line the ballpark here in game number 2 of the semifinal, or the second round. The Central Jersey Group 3 state bracket here. 2-2 towards Krupe, high and outside, and the count goes full. Got to expect fastball here if you're Aiden Poot.
Just got to attack him.
You got to a lot to play with. You've got so much cushion. It's like you're the princess and the pea here with how much cushion that you've got. 3-2, Poot will low it, and that's grounded in there for a base knock. Krupe makes good contact, and Poot will give up 2 straight singles, and Jim Mayer will head out to the mound already here with 1 away in the top of the 3rd.
Jim Mayer's going to head out to the mound. Got runners on first and second. 2 back-to-back hits, the 2 first of the day for Hamilton. Just trying to stop any bleeding and any damages that could come next.
I have to see how many pitches Aiden Poot is at. Because if Lawrence is able to hold on to this win, they don't play until Tuesday. That is a 4-day break until the next game. You're going to have to see if you potentially, maybe after this inning, and if you're able to get a couple more runs here to get the Mercy in action, you take Poot out of the game, you put in one of your relievers to close things out, and you make him eligible to pitch in the Northern Burlington game in case of an emergency.
Then you have the Connor Crowley-Poot combo,
which has been a dangerous combo so far this entire season. Connor Crowley not eligible to pitch here today. But it's the lefty of Derek Anson on here with 2 on and 1 away. Anson fouls that one to the backstop. But again, you want to get out of this. I think if you get out of this side here with no damage, maybe you give up 1 run, you put maybe 2 more on to get that threshold, then I think you could potentially play that strategy game later on. Anson lines us 1, trying to turn 2 here. The Cardinals are able to get 1, but fumbling it there a little bit was Connor Crowley. And able to get 1 out there on the force play at second are the Cardinals. Sumner's did an underhanded over to Crowley, who bobbled it. And runners will be out the corners here for West, who's trying to get on the scoreboard. Anson will get on with a 6-4 fielder's choice. Jaden Jennings grounded out to Aiden Crowley at first. Back in the top of the 1st. That one goes over the head of Drew Dobkin. Coming home will be Jeff Segura. And the Hornets break the shutout bid for the Cardinals. It's 9-1. So everybody will move up a station here. Anson will move to second. Segura scores from third. Segura scores on a wild pitch. That's 4 runs for both of these teams being scored on wild pitches here today. It's a 1-1 count here for Jaden Jennings. And we saw in the game on the 24th how you were trying to play a little bit of a strategy there in terms of pitch count. You bring in your relievers to close things out. And game kind of got a little bit away. And we'll have to see if it's a similar thing here. We'll have to see what's in the mind of Jim Mayer. But nonetheless, Jaden Jennings in a 1-2 count with 2 away and a runner at second. Poot checks the runner back over at second. That's low and away towards Drew Dobkin, 2-2. Who will reset here on the 2-2? Hamilton West dugout coming alive here once again. Poot checks Hansen back over at second. 2-2 was on its way. That's off the neck of the bat in shallow center field territory. Josh Vakrowski will come up with it, and the mini rally ends here with a wild pitch and a couple of singles, allowing Jeff Segura to come across home plate. As of right now, that's Chris Paul hits a massive 3 to cut the lead to 42, but we'll have to see if Lawrence is able to bring it back to a 9, potentially 10-run lead here, going to the bottom of the third on 107.7 The Bronc Retro WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
We're the bottom of the third inning, and we're debating whether CJ's car got hit or not.
I don't think
on
it did.
107.7 The Bronc.
It definitely did.
It either hit yours or the car that's next to Trey's on the left.
It's
As long
not
as
my
it didn't
car.
hit the windshield, I think it's fine. Trey
No,
Ray,
it's
CJ
not
Jackson,
good.
and Lindsey Scarola bringing you the action. Bottom of the third up here. What has been a long contest so far, 9-1, Lawrence leads, surrendering a run off of a couple of singles and a wild pitch there from the Hornets, who strike back just a little bit. Crown and Connor Crowley will come on. He is 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a run. Noah Lesperance will find the strike zone that time. It's 0-1. Lesperance will get the sign from Zuccarello and delivers towards Crowley. He'll just miss. Actually, he'll get the strike zone that time. It's 0-2. Lesperance this season has only pitched 2 innings, hasn't allowed a hit, a run, an earned run. It's 1 walk, 3 strikeouts for an ERA of 0. And that got away from Zuccarello on a swing and strike there for Connor Crowley. But for the first time since the bottom of the first inning, the Cardinals will lead off with an out. And it's a strikeout here, and it brings up Teak Toto. Lesperance will get his second out of the afternoon here. Teak Toto will come on. 2 runs and 2 walks here for the IMG commit. He'll go ahead in the count 1-0 here. Rare sight for him where nobody is on the base paths. Lesperance fires, and that's into the strike zone on a floater, but just a little bit outside, says the umpire. It's 2-0. Toto looking to grab his pitch here to take the baseball for a ride. Lawrence leads by 8. It's 9-1. That misses high and away. It's 3-0. Lawrence tacked on 5 runs in the first and 2 runs in the second. Looking to add on a little bit here in the third. 3-0 on the way towards Toto. Low and inside, ball 4. And Toto continues to be perfect here today. That is his 3rd walk issued of the afternoon. And he'll be at first for Josh Vakrowski. And all 3 of his walks have been the first walk issued by said relief pitcher.
I mean, hey, they saw what he did in their last game against them. Probably afraid to pitch them.
Toto was 3 for 3 with 2 doubles in the game on the 24th. Brings up Josh Vakrowski, 0 for 1. He's able to get on base twice here with an error and a walk. Still looking for his first hit of the afternoon. Lesperance will find the strike zone that time. And 0-1. Lesperance looks a little bit like Noah Syndergaard with a Thor hair on the mound.
I see it.
Doesn't quite have the length of Syndergaard, but is majestic.
Speaking of Noah Syndergaard, the anniversary of him throwing towards Chase Utley, 2 Phillies legends throwing at each other yesterday, and Terry Collins just laying it in for the asses in the jackpot rant. It was 9 years ago yesterday. Vakrowski down in an 0-1 count here. Tries to take that one for a ride. And Teak Toto will extend to second. They're going to say it wasn't a foul tip here. It popped out of the glove of Zuccarello. And another wild pitch here. It extends another batter.
Let's go, Josh.
The base runner of Toto will be in scoring position.
Come on, Josh.
Vakrowski down in an 0-2 hole. Esperance looking for a good inning here. 0-2 on the way towards Vakrowski. That gets away from Zuccarello, but he's able to corral it in time. And Vakrowski gets one back in the count. Now, something I didn't realize until yesterday, that the Asses in the jackpot rant and Harambe's death were on the same exact day. May 28th, 2016. Gosh. Vakrowski grounds this one straight to Bryce Bolanini. Toto will extend to third on the unassisted ground, outfielder's choice. 2 away here, and it brings up Connor Williver. Williver 1 for 2 with an RBI double. Back in the bottom of the first. And Hamilton West looking a lot better defensively here so far. L'Esperance has come in as typically one of the ace relievers for this Hornets program, and it's only allowed 1 base runner so far and a walk, hasn't allowed a hit just yet. Connor Williver will come on, had 1 hit against Peter Lanús, was struck out by Joaquin Gutierrez for Gutierrez's lone strikeout of the afternoon, and first time he is facing Noah L'Esperance here, the young freshman. It's an 0-1 ditch right now. Ground ball right down 3rd Avenue will go foul, and it's 0-2. So it's a 0-2 hole here for Williver, trying to score Toto from third. L'Esperance set at the belt, kicks and delivers towards Williver, who fouls one off of his thigh. He's able to get back up and going, remains alive 0-2. I don't think Sewell feels the feeling of a baseball anymore. With how many times he's been plucked this season?
What was it, 9?
10, I believe.
Oh, jeez.
It's been a lot of plugs there for baby Pete Alonso. 0-2 on the way once again, and that's hit off the underneath of the bat. Underneath of it is Jennings, and he'll make the grab here for the first scoreless side in this contest. Hamilton and West with a little bit of defensive mojo as Toto was stranded at third. The Hornets looking to wake the bats up just a little bit more here. They trail 9-1 after 3. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification, and we'll be back here on the other side of this break on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
We're back here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2. Trey Wright, Lindsey Scarola, and CJ Jackson bringing you the coverage of game number 2 of the 2025 NJSIAA Central Jersey Group 3 state tournament as the Lawrence Cardinals lead the Hamilton West Hornets 9-1 going to the top of the 4th. AJ Madalena will go even to the count here. 1 ball, 1 strike off of a foul tip and an outside curveball from Aiden Poot, who remains on the hill for now. Poot set, delivers towards Madalena, puts this one into center field, but it will die at mid-air velocity. Underneath of it is Josh Vakrowski to end things, or start things here, just how we ended them back in the 3rd. 1 away here, and it brings up Bryce Bolanini, who's 0 for 1.
I mean, Trey, you were saying earlier about how if they were to save Poot's arm, who would come in the pitch? I think they would go with Aiden Crowley because then Vakrowski can move over, Benitez can go over the first, and then Poot goes into the outfield.
We'll have to see how many pitches he's at. And trying to remember the each pitch threshold. We'll probably look it up over the break, but 1-0 start here for Bryce Bolanini, who grounded out to Seneca Summers to start things off back in the 2nd. And takes this baby for a ride. That'll go all the way to the fence there to the 4:02 mark. Bolanini's on his horse. Toto just getting there. Bolanini going there for 3. He will get there in time on a standing triple. And you could tell by the way that baseball was plunked, it was hit in a perfect spot, right where we saw Josh Vakrowski hit the inside the park home run back on Tuesday. And Bolanini will hit a 3-bagger to put another run 90 feet away from scoring.
Bolanini, he hit that perfectly, but we got to talk about Vakrowski and Toto because those two, they are just so fast because when Vakrowski hit in that exact spot, it was an inside the park home run. But with those two chasing the ball, he only got to 3rd.
Home field advantage. plays into there. You know what your field is going. You know what your field is going to be, and they were both on the run, and they knew that they had to get to that baseball immediately because Bolanini, by the time that baseball landed, was all the way halfway to second. And that gets right underneath of the glove of Connor Williver for an RBI single for Dan Tazi. And it's a 9-2 baseball game. Hamilton West creeping back in just a little bit. They still trail by 7. But like we said, once you're like we said, it's a 9-run lead. You don't want to lay on your cushions and put this game to bed. Still a lot of baseball to be played here, especially if Hamilton West is able to get back into this contest and Lawrence's bats continue to be a little bit quiet like we saw in that bottom of the third. Cannot rest on your laurels, and you cannot give your enemy any sort of opportunity. Sun Tzu said that. McDaniel tries to take that baseball for a ride, and he's on an 0-2 hole. So Bryce Bolanini will come across home plate to make it a 9-2 contest. Thanks to an RBI single there from Dan Tazi. 0-2 on the way, and McDaniel will go down swinging. Strikeout number 3 of the afternoon here for Aiden Poot, and that ties him on the all-time records list with Kellen Moore, the all-time strikeout leader here in Lawrence High history. 175 career strikeouts. He's one away from the school record. At 175, he and Kellen Moore tied at 174 for the all-time.
I wonder if Kellen Moore knows that.
I think Kellen should definitely be listening here. And Aiden is only a junior. He is absolutely going to get to 200 strikeouts next year for you guys. That one finds the strike zone on a dart thrown by Poot. AJ Zuccarello even on the count 1-1. Tazi leads off a little bit from first. Aiden Crowley ready for the pickoff attempt a little bit. 1-1 on the way. Zuccarello knocks this one. Will fall down for another hit. Able to snag that, but it goes behind Josh Vakrowski. Tazi will go to third. Zuccarello will get to first. Runners are at the corners here for Jeff Segura. And a big, big opportunity here for Hamilton West to get back into the dance. Runners are at the corners, and Lawrence might be in a little bit of trouble. That might be the end of the afternoon here for Aiden Poot.
Hamilton West, they needed that spark to get things going, and that is exactly what is happening here. And it started at the top of the third inning with 2 base hits, and then the runner scored. And it's happening again here in the fourth.
So Jim Mayer will have a talk with his infield, and that was just a weirdly placed ball there in the infield for Vakrowski. It just got under him, and fortunately he was able to track it back down about 2 feet behind him. So the damage would only be a runner extending to third instead of Tazi running for home. But now this puts runners at the corners, and the Cardinals just trying to get this second out here. McDaniel struck out for round number 2. Zuccarello laces one into the outfield. That brings up Jeff Segura, who got the first hit in this contest. He is 1 for 1 with a hit back in the third. And this game is still far from over. It's a 9-2 contest here for the Cardinals, and Hamilton West beginning to come alive just a little bit. Tazi at third, and Zuccarello's courtesy runner. Trying to see who that is. That's Daniel Vergara at first. Here's a ground ball, just goes foul down the first base side, and Segura's in an 0-2 hole. I think if Aiden Poot is able to get the strikeout here, yes, that would set the school record, but most importantly, you get out of this little mini run. Segura down in an 0-2 count. Hamilton West dugout starting to come alive here. Runners at the corners for the Hornets. Cardinals trying to end the rally here for Hamilton West. Here's the 0-2 on its way. Got him swinging. The all-time strikeouts leader has got a new name at the top. That's the junior of Aiden Poot. That's small potatoes compared to finally getting that third out here in the bottom of the fourth. Top of the fourth, I should say. The Cardinals still lead by 7. They're looking to get the bats going here in the home half of the 4th. But Aiden Booth, the all-time strikeout leader for Lawrence High, with 175 punch-outs in his career. We'll be back here after the middle of the 4th for the bottom of the 4th, with the Cardinals looking to get it back to a 9-run lead on 107.7 The Bronc Retro WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Bottom of the 4th here from sunny Natakis Field. 9-2, Lawrence leads over Hamilton West here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. Aiden Crowley, Andrew Benitez, and Drew Dobkin due up here in this bottom of the 4th here for the Lawrence Cardinals, who lead by a touchdown and an extra point over their CVC rival of Hamilton West. West was able to chip into that lead just a little bit in that top end of the 4th inning. Still trailed by a lot here. 9-2 is your score. Cardinals trying to add on to their already impressive lead. It's gotten a little chinks in the armor here and there. It's popping that one high into the air. Underneath of it is Krupe. He's calling for it. He's underneath of it, and he'll make the grab for a 2-pitch fly out for Aiden Crowley. One away, and it brings up Andrew Benitez.
He hit that ball so high in the air that I lost it in the clouds.
I'm surprised Krupe was able to find it as well. This brings up Andrew Benitez, who is 1 for 1 with 3 RBIs on the afternoon so far, a 2-run RBI single and a sac fly. And he'll jump ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes there for the junior. Cardinals began that 5-run bottom of the 1st with a fly out. And Benitez will try to take swing for the fences on that offering there from L'Esperance. It's 1-1. Aiden Crowley will go to the Lawrence bullpen to begin to warm up here in case things get a little bit desperate. 2 ball, 1 strike count for Andrew Benitez. Lawrence, Hamilton West, and Steiner, the 3 CVC teams still alive in the Central Jersey Group 3 bracket. Steiner was able to defeat Colts Neck on Tuesday afternoon. They'll play the number 2 seed of Brick Township tomorrow. It was originally scheduled for today, but weather overnight says no for that. Benitez smokes this one into left. That is all the way over the fence and gone. See you later. We'll pick that baseball off of the track over at Tasty Subs. A solo shot for Andrew Benitez puts the Cardinals in the double-digit category. He smoked that one all the way to Varsities.
Guys, this kid, he's insane. He has so much power. He hit that ball. Me, CJ, and Trey, we all immediately stood up because we knew that was going, and it was just gone. I don't know where it landed. Probably at the JV field again. But holy cow, what a home
That's
run.
in the Varsity's parking lot. I think that probably reached the old site of Tasty Subs.
And I was thinking that he's throwing fastballs, and that is Benitez's pitch to smoke, and he did smoke one.
That's a major league home run, if I've ever seen one. It really is. I feel like that gets out at a major league field. That gets out at Trenton Thunder Stadium. That gets out at Yankee Stadium.
Somerset.
And you look at the pitcher who delivered that meatball right on the platter for Benitez there.
I love smoked meatballs, and so does Andrew Benitez. Goodness gracious. Good night, Irene.
He could do nothing but giggle at that one. He's like, oh, my God. Jesus.
I mean, the second you saw that looked like a short porch home run for Aaron Judge. So that one hops off of home plate there for L'Esperance. And
I wish at the high school level we had exit velocity so bad, because I would love to know the launch angle of that home run.
Oh, that was probably about 45 degrees. That was gone. I was just praying that didn't go foul. That made a loud sound, and that went all the way up as Drew Dobkin goes even in the count 2-2. Trying to catch my breath after the hardest hit home run that I think we have ever seen here at sunny Natakis Field. It makes it a 10-2 contest here, as Drew Dobkin with an infield dribbler right over to Krupe lofts it to first. 2 away here, and it brings up Seneca Sumners.
I'm looking around for Benitez's grandfather.
Yeah, I'm looking for Kevin.
Great guy. He's always coming up saying nice things. Hope he's here to witness that one. That was, whew.
Second home run of the season for Andrew Benitez. We'll tie that category with Josh Vakrosky and Teak Toto. And you want to know the funny thing? Only one of those home runs was hit on the road this season. Both of Benitez's home runs coming here at Nataka. Same thing for Josh Vakrosky. One of them was an inside the park home run. Teak Toto, the only Cardinal to hit a home run on the road. 2 away. Seneca Sumners will come on here. Nearly took one up in the shoulder. It's 1-0.
Yeah, I remember that Toto home run from West Windsor, Plainsboro North.
First home run of the season.
Hit off the top of the fence. Landed on the other side.
That gets away from Zuccarello just a little bit there, and it's 2-0. 4 RBIs on the afternoon for Andrew Benitez, putting himself in a really good contention for today's MVC. Low and inside towards Sumners, and he jumps ahead 3-0. So I'm gonna stay standing here until the inning is over.
My heart's still pounding a little bit.
4-pitch walk for Seneca Sumners will turn the top of the order back over. Sen will be on base for the second time this afternoon. It brings up Aiden Poot.
All of our hearts are still pounding from that absolute moonshot.
That was a nuke and a half.
That's the
We're still
fastest I've
talking
ever
about
stood
it.
up.
We're 3 bats later. I feel like this is the inverse of Shohei Ohtani 3 batters away from coming up to bat. Because we're still talking about that after Dobkin grounded out and Sen was able to walk.
You have to. That's a major league home run.
Everyone knew it was immediately gone based on how fast it came off the bat and how high it was going.
The only question we were asking is how far could it go and would it potentially stay fair? Warm burner from L'Esperance goes into the glove of Zuccarello. It's a 1-1 count towards Aiden Poot.
You know it's a shot when you don't even cheer. You just put your hands on your head like this. Oh, my God.
Yep.
1 ball, 1 strike here. Aiden Poot grounds this one straight towards Krupe. Will loft it all the way over to second for the fielder's choice. The rally will end. The Cardinals are able to get another run across thanks to a towering moonshot there for Andrew Benitez. And it's a 10-2 contest going here to the top of the 5th on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Andrew Benitez brings us back from break, and he makes it a 10-2 contest with a towering solo shot to deep left field here. So we welcome you back. Sunny Nataka's Field for the top of the 5th inning on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. Trey Wright, Lindsey Squirrel, and CJ Jackson bringing you the coverage, and still cannot get over that solo shot. We're going to be talking about that for quite some time, and it's another hit here for the Cardinals. Makes it an 8-run lead here for this Lawrence program. Still not at the 10-run threshold just yet. We'll have to see if they're able to get there in the bottom of the 5th. But nonetheless, we'll go back into... We'll take a trip out of Wonderland for a brief moment, and we'll go back into reality with Tyrone Krupe back up here. Krupe will start off with a strikeout there. Or a swinging strike, I should say. It's 0-1. Oh, you talk about the power. Oh, we're watching on the WBCB stream right now. The second, you can see a little bit of the baseball. The second it leaves Benitez's bat, and it's about maybe 20 feet in front of him and about 10 feet up in the air, and that's just going towards Varsity.
Even he knew. We were so busy watching the ball, he did a bat flip.
Ground ball right through the hole for a base knock for Krupe. So Hamilton West looking to respond a little bit, trailing by 8. The top of the order flips back over for Derek Anson.
Well, Caesar, you got the 2 part.
I did.
Hey, it's a 10-2 contest. It's an 8-run lead. 8-2.
You're technically right.
You're technically right. That's the best kind of right.
That is.
And that's a ground ball off of the hill for another base hit here for the Hornets. And that'll be the end of the afternoon here for Aiden Poot, who will pitch 4 innings here. And we'll have to see who will go. It'll be one of the Crowley brothers. I believe it'll be Aiden Crowley.
I'm sure they'll move.
I
they
knew
might
it.
Move Williver to first. They'll put Yari at third. They're telling him to go away.
No, it's probably going to be, what's it called? Poot goes to center. Valkrowski moves to left. Benitez comes into play first.
That'll be exactly what it will be here as Aiden Crowley will step on. So we'll get you a quick game recap here as we wait for Aiden Crowley to grab his gear. Pretty much the entire outfield changing sans 5 players. Aiden Crowley's got his pitching glove, and he'll come onto the hill here to try to close this out. The Cardinals need 9 outs. They're up by 8 runs here to try to close out this contest. Everybody still trying to grab their gloves and come back down into the order. So Aiden Poot will go 4 innings pitched here. You got exactly 4 strikeouts to take the all-time strikeout lead for the Lawrence Cardinals. 175 strikeouts in his career, and Cardinals lead 10-2. Started off things well in the bottom of the first with a 5-run rout in that opening frame. They tacked on 4 more runs in the bottom of the second. Didn't have any come across the plate in the third, and only had 1 come across home in the fourth. That one coming off the solo shot from Andrew Benitez in the deep left field. Hamilton West has been able to chip in a little bit at this Cardinals team. They've been able to get a couple of hits here off of Aiden Poot. Poot will now move over to center. So Aiden Crowley will get warmed up here for the Cardinals, trying to get these final 9 outs here this contest. Crowley 3-1 on the season, 34 innings pitched evenly, 27 hits, 11 runs, all of them were earned, 11 walks, 49 strikeouts, ERA of 2.26 for the young junior.
So I got confirmation from Kevin, Benitez's grandpa. The ball landed near the JV field on the blacktop. Same place as the last one.
Not quite Tasty's, not quite Varsity's, but still pretty damn far. So it brings up Jalen Jennings here, trying to drive in a couple of runs, and he'll knock one into deep right center field. Underneath of it is Aiden Poot. He'll make the grab, tagging for third, and it just gets away from Connor Williver on the throw. Runners will advance. Able to get 1 are the Cardinals, but Hamilton West looking to drive in at least 2 more runs here off the bat of A.J. Madalena.
I know it's a bad throw, and it went over Williver's head. But to be able to throw it with it that far, how Poot was that far into the outfield and still overthrew Williver, that's insane. This kid's got a cannon.
So Jennings will line out here for the first out. Ducks are on a pond for the Hornets, and Madalena takes one near the ankles, and Aiden Crowley trying to get warmed up here. Throws one low and inside. It's 1-0. Poot able to have another pitch there from the outfield realistically. 1-0 on the way. Popped foul by Madalena, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts to center field. So Vakrowski will move to left. Poot is in center, and Benitez will be at first, and everybody else will remain the same here. 1-1 on the way towards Madalena. Fouls this one just over the dugout hole, the dugout entrance of Hamilton West. It's 1-2. Madalena trying to bring this back to a 6-run deficit here for the Hornets. Dugout beginning to come alive once again. 1 ball, 2 strike. Crowley set at the bell, gets the sign from Dobkin, kicks and delivers towards Madalena. Will line this one right into the glove of Aiden Poot. Here's the play at home. It's on line, but just a little high there from Poot. Coming across on the sac fly will be Tyrone Krupe. It's a 10-3 ball game. That was on line, but just a little bit high there.
Yeah, you kind of, on those kind of throws, you'd rather it maybe hop once or twice so Dob can get low, out in front of the plate, can apply the tag. You have your catcher jump up that high. It's going to take a long time for him to get down and apply the tag.
Low and inside towards Bryce Bolanini, 1 for 2 with a triple and a run. So the sac fly to center will make it a 10-3 ball game. Aiden Boone nearly had that play at home in time, but just a little high there towards Dobkin. 1-0 towards Bolanini, make it a 1-1. Taking a look at Poot's stats here. 7 hits on the day for number 7. Only 2 runs, both of them were earned on 4 innings pitched. And that just misses outside. It's 2-1. Jim Mayer does not agree with the call, and that was borderline. No walks and 4 strikeouts for Aiden Poot. Aiden Crowley trying to get this third out here to end the rally for the Hornets once again. 10-3 ball game. That gets over the fence nearly on that wild pitch. Extending to third will be Derek Anson on a pitch that just hops over the rubber of home plate. It's 3-1 towards Bolanini.
That nearly went over the backstop off the bounce there.
Do you call that a ground rule double, or what do you call that?
No, it would just go out of play.
It would just be a dead ball.
Yeah, but
Or would runners advance 2 bases?
I'm not sure on the rule.
3-1 towards Bolanini. And that goes right down Broad Street for the 3-2. Bolanini thought he was walked there, and the count goes full with 2 away. Bolanini looking to drive in Anson from third to make it a 10-4 ball game. Instead, he'll take one right down low and puts runners at the corners for Dan Tazi. First walk issued of the afternoon by Lawrence. Aiden Poot fading away towards left. Runners are at the corners here, and Hamilton West trying to have a big hit here from Tazi. If Tazi is able to knock in a home run, it would make it a 4-run lead for Lawrence, who leads 10-3. Runners are at the corners. Tazi has hit a home run at this ballpark before. One of his 2 home runs this season coming at Nataka's back on April 1st. And Crowley not attacking the zone that time. He'll like to go low and away, try to get him on an off-speed low and away breaking ball, and it's 1-0. Tazi jumps ahead in the count. Runners out the corners for the Hornets. An emphatic strike there on a swing from Tazi, and Crowley got him on the off-speed. It's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike towards Tazi. Runners at the corners, 2 away, 10-3 ball game. Foul tip goes into the parking lot. Tazi down to his final strike. It's 1-2. Crowley just trying to get out of this side here as Aiden Poot was pulled after letting up 2 hits here in the top of the 5th. Crowley gets the sign from Dobkin. Checks Bolanini back over at first. 1-2 was on its way, and looking for the steal was Bolanini. He'll get there in time. Takes away a force out there on a ground ball. Ducks are on a pond here, and the turkey's on the table for the Hornets. Deuces wild here for Dan Tazi. 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Trying to drive in 2 more runs to bring Hamilton West back into the contest. 2-2 on its way. Stays alive on a foul tip to the service building. Wash, rinse, repeat here if you're the Cardinals. Anson at third, Bolanini at second. Dan Tazi trying to bring him home. We'll do it again. 2-2 on the way. Ground ball to Williver. He'll loft it all the way to first. It's in Benitez's glove in time. And the Cardinals will give up 1 more run here for Tyrone Krupe to come across home plate. But continuing to hack a little bit into this lead is Hamilton West. They've scored 3 runs over the last 3 sides, but they've got a long way to go. They want to get up here, and if you're Lawrence, you want this offense to come to fruition right here, right now. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th with Lawrence leading 10-3 on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Lawrence leads by 7 going to the home half of the 5th on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. Trey Wright, Lindsey Skrull, and CJ Jackson on the call here in the second round of the state tournament here for the Central Jersey Group 3 bracket. The winner of this game will play the winner of Northern Burlington versus Brick Township. That game kicking off here earlier on this afternoon. If we get a final score, we will relay it to you guys in time, but nonetheless, Connor Crowley will lead off here in the home half of the 5th. He is 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a run. Struck out against Noah Las Perrance in the first batter that Las Perrance faced. And a foul tip goes into the glove of A.J. Zuccarello, and it's 0-1 towards Crowley. Lawrence has had the hit parade going so far today. 10 runs come across home plate. Second game in a row they have had 10 or more come across here. 1-10 over 11-1 over Pemberton. Crowley lays down a bunt just foul down the third base line, and he caught Tozzy way off guard over at third. And it's 1-2.
Hey, sometimes that works.
12-2 contest. My apologies for that game on Tuesday. Lawrence in the double-digit category for the second straight game. The offense has been gelling, and the defense has been a little rickety, but Crowley lines this one in and out of the glove of Krupe, and he'll get to first in time. So Connor Crowley with his 3rd hit of the afternoon there, is Krupe with a great effort, but just not able to corral it. And that brings up Teak Toto. 3 for 4 on the afternoon is Connor Crowley, and Teak Toto will come up. He is 0 for 0 with 3 straight walks. And looking to go 4 for 4 here in that category is Toto. See one go high and inside. 10-3 ball game, bottom of the 5th, nobody away, runner at first. Toto with 2 runs and 3 walks on the afternoon already. We'll watch as L'Esperance will throw over to Bolanini. Pickoff attempt unsuccessful. It still remains 1-0. Winner of this game will move on to the Central Jersey Group 3 bracket. Toto lays this one down for a base hit. Connor Crowley will hold up at second. Back-to-back hits here for the Cardinals, and it brings up Josh Vakrowski.
And then finally, after having 3 walks on the day, Toto finally got his first hit. Line drive that just dunked into right field. Runners on first and second.
So brings up Crowley, or Crowley will now be in scoring position. If the Cardinals are able to get 3 runs across, Hamilton West would then have, instead of 6 outs to get some runs, 3 outs to get at least a couple of runs here. Actually, I believe if the Cardinals are able to get 3 runs here, that would end the game. Vakrowski ended the game against Pemberton on Tuesday. Got the final strikeout in that. We got the walk-off triple in that 12-2 win over the Pemberton Hornets. Cardinals looking to be 2 for 2 against Hornet teams here in these playoffs. Puts this one high, but a little shallow in left center. That time, Krupe will grab it. And that was their infield fly rule called anyway, so puts one away.
You know, a 3-run home run would end this game.
Talk about a walk-off home run when you're up by 7. Brings up Connor Wilver, whose only career home run comes here at Sonny Nataka's Field. Kept the bat on his shoulder for that one, and that was low and away on a curveball that just got away from L'Esperance. It's 1-0.
Last year, First career home run over the left field fence.
Of course, that was against New Egypt, and you're facing a better caliber opponent here in Hamilton West. 1-0 on the way, as trying to lay that baby in the same spot was Williver. It's 1-1. Williver 1 for 2 today with a RBI double. Struck out and flew out back in the second and third respectively. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away with 2 runners on here. Cardinals lead, and speaking of ones, number 11 of Connor Williver will get plunked for the 11th time this season. The bases are loaded for Aiden Crowley.
This kid's always getting plunked.
Like I said, he does not feel it anymore.
Always getting plunked. Does not faze him anymore.
So anything hit to the outfield here would end the contest. Aiden Crowley set and trying to deliver there. Will swing at the first offering from L'Esperance. Doesn't make contact. 0-1. Connor Crowley at third. Teak Toto at second. Connor Williver out and away at first. Bases are loaded here with 1 away, and that's a ground ball just foul. It's 0-2.
Everyone's just missing that right field line.
Somebody's got to get it.
Andrew Benitez in the on-deck circle. I think if he's able to hit a grand slam or just drive in any more runs, he's already got 4 RBIs today. I think it's safe to say that he is, as of right now, the MVC. If the Cardinals are able to end the game here, would solidify that. 0-2 on the way towards Crowley. That hops over home plate, but able to track it down was Zuccarello. And holding up there was Connor Crowley, who didn't get that quite big of a jump there.
That was weird to read because it bounced up, had spin. Once it hit the ground, that's when the spin really took it for a ride back to the backstop.
And I don't think Crowley was away a little bit. I think he was expecting a little bit of a hit and run there for his younger brother, but had to tag back first and was off balance. 0-2 on the way once again, and that just falls down low for the 1 ball, 2 strike count. Aiden Crowley 1 for 2 with a walk, a run, and an RBI single. 2 ball, 2 strike count. It's on its way towards Crowley. Knocks this one into left field and able to make a fantastic running grab was the left fielder of Jeff Segura, but able to sac fly his older brother in was Aiden Crowley on a line shot right into the glove, and Segura wasn't able to grab that. That would have been ball game. 11-3 is your score with 2 away. Talk about a line shot. Goodness gracious.
That was really good.
So
Also really good tracking.
So brings up Andrew Benitez. Skies this one high into the air. Could be caught here by Anson, who makes the grab, and 2 more are stranded for the Cardinals. They'll bring it back to a 8-run lead, so not quite at the mercy rule that we thought it was going to be, but nonetheless, still an 8-run lead. Hamilton West has 6 outs to try to get 8 runs across. We'll see what the Hornets are able to do here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
We're back here for the top of the 6th inning on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. Hope everybody was able to get nice and stretched. After that side here, Cardinals add another run to the scoreboard. It's 11-3 through 5. Aiden Crowley looking for another little bit of a shutdown inning here for the Cardinals, who lead by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, or 8-pack, I should say. It's been an offensive juggernaut game here for this Cardinals program. 11 hits and 11 runs. And now we get some a little bit more adjustments here for Hamilton West's batting order. It sounds like Bobby Lipset will be coming in here for Simeon McDaniel, who's gone 0 for 2 today, and Lipset will lead off here. and immediately takes one a little bit down low to jump ahead in the count against Aiden Crowley. Lipset will see that one go into the strike zone to even the count at 1. Lipset this season has been in and out of the lineup. He has got 9 hits for a batting average of 196. 1-1 on the way towards Lipset. Pulls back in time, and it's 2-1. AJ Zuccarello remains in the on-deck circle. Lipset trying to get the Hornets going here with 6 outs remaining, trying to get 8 runs across the trail by that much. 2-ball, 2-strike count towards Lipset. Two from Aiden Crowley, and that's knocked just foul down 3rd Avenue. Just about 2 feet over to the right, and that would have been multi-bases. Extra bases there.
A few inches closer would hit the bag.
So a wash, rinse, repeat here. The leadoff hitter of Lipset. 2-ball, 2-strike, nobody on base and nobody away. Crowley sets, delivers. That's high and outside. Count goes full. Checking to see if there's any update for the Northern Burlington Brick Township game. None just yet. That gets away from Aiden Crowley for a 6-pitch walk there for Bobby Lipset to open things in the 6th.
Let's go.
It brings up AJ Zuccarello, just trying to bring things back into the contest. No results yet from any game so far. We know that Steiner versus Brick Memorial will be tomorrow afternoon. That gets kicked off at 3 p.m. Eastern. Our very own Jordan Hirsch will be on the call for that game. Wish Jordan was coming out today, but he is at another one of our coworkers' birthday party. Happy 20th birthday to our very own Katie DiGiuseppe.
Our AGM.
Katie has been engineering a couple of times here so far in 2025. She is, AGM as a sophomore going into junior is an incredible feat on itself. We wish her and the rest of our new exec staff the best of luck here in the 25-26 school year. That includes you, Lindsay, our new sports director for next season. 1-1 towards Zuccarello. That's a ground ball into the glove of Williver. Turning one of the Cardinals. Can they turn 2 in time? They do! 6-4-3, make that 5-4-3, gets the job done to turn 2 away, and what a double play there for the Cardinals, turning 2 into the dugout.
That was a great double play. You don't see it that often, especially in high school when these kids, they're all athletes, they all have speed, they all bust down the line. Ground ball over to Williver, tosses it over to Crowley, just tossed, low throw over to Benitez, able to get him. It was bang, bang, too. I was kind of nervous that maybe the umpire saw a little differently because we're not very close to it. But
it was very close. Zuccarello was putting on the Jets there, but unlike Gavin Hopkins for Robbinsville, he's your typical catcher. He's big, he's a little bit lumbery, and he's able to make it a very tight race down the line, but able to just make the play in time there on a good throw was Connor Crowley. That'll remain fair. Dobkin whipping it around, and what a throw there from Dobbs. A little dribbler 10 feet in front of the plate. Drew Dobkin whips it around to get out number 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th here with one final chance for the Cardinals to try to get the mercy rule up by 8 here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
You're live.
Bottom of the 6th on deck here for the Lawrence Cardinals as Drew Dobkin, who ended things back in that top of the 6th, will lead off here for Lawrence. This side of the baseball on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. Trey Wright, Lindsey Scarola, and CJ Jackson bringing you the coverage. An 11-3 ball game. The Cardinals hoping that this will be their last opportunity to try to get a few more insurance runs across the plate. If they're able to get 2 runs here, that will end the contest via the mercy rule. Hamilton West will go home packing, and the Hornets hoping they do not go back to their homestead here. That just misses inside there for the 1-0 count towards Drew Dobkin. And Noah Lesperance can't believe it. I don't blame him. I thought that was a surefire dart right down the center. That'll find the zone to even the count at 1. Dobkin today has been on base twice, once with a walk, once with a single, and grounded out back in the 4th. Trying to keep the hit parade going here for the Cardinals, who have 11 hits on the day. Make that number 12 just into the glove of Jeff Segura, who just grabbed that line shot. One away here in the bottom of the 6th.
Dobkin hit a really hard liner over the left field. Just has so much distance on it. It did not drop fast enough. And Segura, he got that out.
Seneca Sumners will come on. He is 1 for 2, a single, a walk, and a strikeout on his scorecard today. Sees that one go high and outside for the 1-0. Winner of this game will play on Tuesday, June 3rd. Location to be determined depending on whoever wins this game and whoever wins the Northern Burlington versus Brick Township game. That's a 1v8 matchup, so I think it's safe to say the Northern Burlington, who is the 13th ranked team in New Jersey, could potentially pull out with a W there over the Green Dragons of Brick Township. So in all likelihood, we may be broadcasting Northern Burlington once again, and I got PTSD from driving to Northern Burlington about 4 or 5 times.
We broadcast at Northern Burlington again. We're taking 2 Comrexes.
We're taking every Comrex in the world, and we might have to bring a spare generator for WBCB to broadcast as well. But I went down to Northern Burlington, which is in Columbus, New Jersey, as the count goes 3-2 towards Seneca Sumners. I drove down there 4 times in a 72-hour span. Once to scope out the place, once to broadcast, once to... I lost my sunglasses and was trying to find them at about 11 o'clock at night, as Sen will get plunked there on the 3-2 count to advance to first. Second hit batter of the afternoon for the Cardinals. And the top of the order flips back over for Aiden Poot. And once the next day, after we broadcasted, to grab my sunglasses before I left for North Carolina for Easter weekend.
What an eventful 72 hours you had at Northern Burlington.
So I'm going to do my best to not leave my sunglasses there, especially since I live an hour and a half from NB. That's a ground ball foul from Aiden Poot, who is up to bat for the 5th time today.
Oh, I didn't even think about how far I live from NB.
I'm not that far.
Oh.
It's on my route here.
Yeah, it's off of 295. A 1 count for Poot. That got away from Zuccarello, and the throw at second will not come in time. Sen will extend in the scoring position. So, hey, walk-off 2-run home run here for Aiden Poot. That would cap things off, I'd say.
That'd be nice.
That'd be awesome.
Another wild pitch here thrown by Hamilton West. Lawrence trying to get their 21st win of the season. 1-1 on the way towards Poot. And he'll take a hack at that. We'll go down 1 ball, 2 strikes. For Hamilton West, they were able to take down Jackson Memorial on Tuesday in an upset game with A.J. Madalena throwing a gem. 1-2 is on the way, and that nearly got away from Zuccarello on a worm burner. He's able to block it. Of course, Madalena not eligible to pitch here this afternoon, and the Cardinals had their ace up with Aiden Poot. Poot right now looking to try to keep things going a little bit more. Fouls one to the parking lot. That might hit a car, but it goes off the ground. It's 2-2. So we'll do the 2-2 once again here. Poot trying to get on base for the 2nd time today. 2-2 is on its way, and a foul tip goes to the service building.
Max, get both of them.
Running out of baseballs, I think.
Gotta go find more.
Max Edgar going to chase after a couple of balls, trying to shag them a little bit. We'll do the 2-2 once again towards Aiden Poot, and that's a worm burner that makes the count full. So that was the 16 of Luke Radoslovich, who was going out there. He was pinch hitting for Jeff Segura. Went out there on that 2-3 grounder there for the Cardinals. Up near the head of Aiden Poot. Another walk issued here by L'Esperance. It brings up Connor Crowley. Nick Diaz will come over to the hill and try to talk with his relief pitcher, who has done his best here so far to keep these Cardinals at bay, has only allowed 2 runs through these last 3 1/3 innings so far. But the Cardinals offense blowing things open right now, and they have not really looked back at all. 11-3 is your score with 1 away in the bottom of the 6th. And 11 runs on 11 hits. You know, it's a crazy fact. You know, the Cardinals have been able to get things going where they are, and most of these runs coming in based off of Hamilton West making some significant errors. Most of these hits are singles. We got 1 home run and 1 double. You know, so the slugging percentage, not the best here that we've seen for the Cardinals, but hey, a home run from Benitez and a double there from Connor Williver. Do what you're able to do here, but Connor Crowley will take that one into the zone, and it's 0-1. You feel for this Hamilton West program, all the seniors on their program, they'll go to the college life next year, and it's a little bittersweet for me, I will imagine, because I see a couple of names on this list that were on the roster back when I had my first broadcast all the way back in 2022. That just goes off of the glove of Dan Tazi. Seneca Sumners will score from second, but it will hold up at second. It's a 12-3 ball game. Cardinals 1 run away from mercying.
I think Tazi got smoked
Hamilton
by
West
that ball.
Hornets, and Dan Tazi indeed got laid out there.
Yeah,
It's 12-3.
I think the ball skipped up because it went over his glove. I think it got him right in the face.
As long as there's no blood.
Yeah, he's holding the cheek there, or up near the eye.
Tazi, one of the only sophomore in this starting order here for the Hornets. Had his first career home run all the way back on April 1st. Has had 2 this season. You know, next year and the year after that, he is going to be a force to be reckoned with. As Tazi gets checked out, you know, a lot of these guys that were on the team back when I first started, you know, trying to see here, Henry Jimenez was on the team, Jaden Jennings was on the team, Tristan Bonilla, AJ Madalena, whoever, I forget where AJ Madalena is going to go to for college, but, you know, what a senior season that Madalena's had, coming off of Tommy John from last year. The left-handed pitcher dealing this season. You know, he was able to nearly get a win against the Cardinals, and I think you got that win over number 5 Jackson Memorial. I think that's going to be the top of the order towards some of his best baseball memories there. Able to win a game in the state tournament and take down one of the early favorites to win the Group 3 title here. Teak Toto in the on decks, or Teak Toto in the box right now, who is 1 for 1 with 4 plate appearances today, 3 walks, and a single. For the senior, who has been a Hornet killer so far in this week, that'll come into the strike zone for the 1-1. Toto was electric against the Hornets, you know, and I just realized this is 3 straight games for Lawrence, for teams who against, or their opponent was the Hornets. I just realized that.
That's funny.
1-1 on the way towards Toto. Sees a 1, trickle outside, 2-1.
Hamilton West Hornets, the Pemberton Hornets.
And the Hamilton West Hornets once again back on the 24th. 25th anniversary of Jim Mayer's state championship team for Hamilton West was celebrated back on the 24th last Saturday. Toto takes this one for a ride. It falls down for a hit. Coming around and staying at third will be Aiden Poot. The bases are loaded for Josh Vakrowski. 1 run away from ending things here. And back-to-back games would be Josh Vakrowski.
Yeah, Poot didn't have much a start off a second there because he wasn't sure if that ball would be caught or not. So he wasn't really moving, not enough to come around to end it. But I mean, it sets up a really, really nice way to end it.
Anything hit to the outfield here would likely end things here for the Cardinals. Bases loaded, 12-3 here. In the bottom of the 6th with 1 away. Vakrosky sees that curveball go outside from L'Esperance, who's just trying to get 2 more outs to give his seniors one final chance of the at-bats here. Cardinals 1 run away from advancing to the semifinal round of the state tournament. Here's a chopper down low. Play at home will be in time. Trying to turn 2 is Hamilton West. And able to get the double play there was A.J. Zuccarello and Bryce Bolanini. A 2-3 double play will keep the base runners off here as the Cardinals leave them loaded. I think it was a little overzealous to try to get the, whatever it's called, the walk-off there, but Vakrosky grounds into one. A little slow to come off here, but he will go back over in his perch in left field. And it will be the witching hour here. So Zuccarello and Bolanini will give Hamilton West seniors one final opportunity to try to get on the scoreboard here. It's the top of the 7th with Lawrence leading 12-3 on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
It is do or die time here for the Hornets of Hamilton West. They have 3 outs to get 9 runs across home plate here. We return to Lawrence baseball on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. Trey Wright, Lindsey Scroll, and C.J. Jackson. The Cardinals looking to get 3 outs here to punch their ticket to the semifinal round of the Central Jersey Group 3 state championship bracket. Underneath of it is Teak Toto over in right field on a high hit there from Tyrone Krupe. 1 away, 2 to go. Derek Anson will step up here in what may be his last at-bat at the high school level. What a season he has had. 32 hits on the season, led the Hornets in that category, looking for one more here for 33. Anson was a little bit of a thorn in the side for the Cardinals over his 4 seasons played with the Hornets. He's been a 4-season veteran at that varsity level. Kid has got a lot of talent and looking for like a little bit of a sweet bitter then. That's lined down foul down the third base line, and Anson will be down to his last strike here. It's always a rough part of the season here, the state tournament. You know, you have the elation of moving on, but the other side of the dugout, everybody just moving on with their the season's over. The seniors looking for one final chance of glory, and Anson was a couple of feet away from having a little bit of a knock there. Crowley centered the belt, 1-2 on its way, and that's fouled way out of play for Anson to stay alive. Hamilton West looking for one final opportunity here to bring the game back within distance. That just misses down low and inside, and the count goes even at 2.
Yeah, Coach Jim Mayer wants that one.
Dobkin gets the sign from the dugout. He'll relay it to Aiden Poot. Another Aiden Crowley on the mound, and that's whipped right into the glove of Seneca Sumners. Talk about a line grab there for an L6, 2 away for the Cardinals. And all comes down to Jaden Jennings.
Yeah, you want this inning to go as smooth as possible, and you see that come off the bat. Hopefully it doesn't roll out into the outfield, but Sen just takes a few steps over. He just barely has to move the glove.
Jaden Jennings, 0 for 3 today, looking to get a hit. Knocks one to the outfield, will fall down for a knock. Jennings swung on the first pitch that he saw, and he will likely end his varsity career with a standing single. Brings up A.J. Madalena. Talked about the season Madalena has had as a dual-use player. He's hit well, too. He has pitched beautifully, and looking for another shot of glory here at the high school level. Trying to get his team back into the contest. Swings at the first pitch that he sees. It's lined into left, into the glove of Josh Vakrowski. And for the third consecutive season, the Lawrence Cardinals are moving on to the semifinal round of the Central Jersey Group 3 State Championship bracket. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Hamilton West. 12-3 is your final. The Cardinals will move on to play in June here this season.